Good morning, everybody. It's Mike here. Welcome to the fourth episode of my Parkinson's journey. Today is November the 17th. Thanksgiving getting close next week. Hope everybody's getting prepared. First of all, I want to thank everyone for watching, subscribing, liking. Appreciate it. Share the vlog with your friends and your family. You never know, there may be somebody out there who needs to hear what I have to say. It's always possible. Had a pretty good week. Felt relatively decently, not super stiff. The biggest thing that I have a challenge with right now, for me, is if I have to do rapid movements in succession, when I'm like doing exercises, things like that, if I've got to put like left foot out and then immediately right arm up, it's very hard for me to immediately do that action. There's like a lag, and that gets very frustrating and annoying. I get very annoyed with myself when that happens. When I'm at exercise class, that's my biggest challenge. So, that was a big deal this week with me. But overall, it was a good week. Last Friday, we went to a caregiver expo at Gloucester County College here in New Jersey. It was put on by Camden County Freeholders, or Gloucester County Freeholders, I'm sorry. And it had resources and things for caregivers of various illnesses. My exercise group, Unshaken, which we are at Total Turf in Pittman on Wednesdays at 11. It is a not super expensive program. Eric, who runs the program, does a great job at getting everybody moving and keeping everybody together. We had a table there, and we were there to show if people needed the Unshaken exercise class for their family members or themselves with Parkinson's. I was there for about an hour, and with Eric, who runs our program, and Bill, another participant in the program. Bill is the person who really helped get the program going, and he's a tremendous guy. There was a lady there who came up to the table, and her husband had been recently diagnosed. And she explained her story and things like that, details about his illness and all that with us. And we tried to point her in the right direction, things like that, even to where I suggested that, maybe she needs to contact the Mayo Clinic she's getting like a lot of conflicting medical advice, and that's a problem. It made me feel very lucky that I have the doctors I have, who have all been on the same page right from the get-go. But I digress. The thing that my wife got to talk to her too, and it really made my wife feel like she wasn't alone, because our stories were so similar. If there's anything that I think has helped me, especially in the last few weeks, it's now having this sense of community from the exercise class. I'm sorry, I have an itch on my nose I can't get rid of. To the community here on the vlog, to pages that I'm participating with online is that the sense of that there are a lot of us out there. Now, I don't know the numbers as to how many people have Parkinson's or anything like that. It's a lot, I'm sure of that. The thing, though, of knowing that you can talk to someone else who has the disease, other family members of people who have the disease, it makes life a little easier to deal with. Bill said to me at my friend Bill at exercise class said to me one day that, I have good days and bad days, he said about himself, and they're not always under my control. And that is the absolute truth. There are times, and I was going to talk about expectations today, and when this all happened Friday, I completely threw that out the window. The moods that change because of this disease, and I'm a person who is moody to begin with. It's like some days the moods are completely on steroids, and you have to find a way to cope with it. I don't know if you can stop it. I don't know if anything of the the rocking back and forth. I can't stop that. I can't. It just it is what it is. The interesting thing, though, is with your moods is you have to try to get that dopamine flowing. Go out and exercise, go for a walk, do something that physical that will keep you moving. And you're always fighting this battle of keeping the moods at bay, keeping the fatigue. The fatigue, I've talked about this before, is another thing that's god awful. I mean, there's some days when, not that I can't get out of bed, but if I exert even a little bit, I'm exhausted, for about an hour or so. It sucks. Just no other way to put it. You start to learn how to cope, not to avoid, to do things, to be, not be in your life, because you can't stop living. You just can't. People depend on you. People need you, and you need to be for your own sense of self-worth, to be a productive member of society the best you can. And I can't stress enough how that's important. And that takes me back to that sense of community, the exercise class, the doing this, being just being present, being aware of your situation. It's not an easy thing we have to deal with here. It's just not. But it's not a death sentence. I am looking forward to the future. I will do everything I possibly can to slow this down, to have as good a life as possible. I owe it to my wife, to myself, to do that. But I guess what I'm trying to say is you're not alone out there if you have this, or if you have a family member who has. I've talked before about, the amount of people who I've told, and the reaction is, well, I'm so sorry about that. And my friend Bill and he's such a wise guy. And I don't mean a smart ass. I mean wise in knowledge. And Bill says his answer to that is, well, don't be sorry unless you had something to do with me getting it. And that's the truth. That's how you have to answer that. People, you know, like I've said before, people see Michael J. Fox and they think we're all like that. 30% of people who have Parkinson's don't have a tremor. I have a very slight one, very slight. Mine is movement, the REM sleep disorder, the fatigue, the stiffness. That's my cross to bear right now. And you're not alone out there. I can't stress that enough. Be your own best advocate. I've talked about this before, and I'm going to continue to stress it. Ask questions to your doctors. Look up stuff on the internet. There are plenty of reliable sources out there. The Parkinson's Foundation, the Michael J. Fox Foundation. There are groups like mine, Unshaken here in New Jersey. If you need help finding information and you're not sure where to go, contact me, leave a comment on the vlog. I will be more than happy to try to help find the information for you. Odds are that information may end up helping me, so it's a mutually beneficial thing. But like I said, if you are your own best advocate and you speak up and you ask questions, you will get the best possible care and slow this thing down as much as is possible. And that's what you're trying to do. I said before earlier, I alluded to the fact that I have doctors who are all on the same page. It really helps. It really does. But if you are unsure of anything a doctor tells you, please, I cannot stress enough, go get a second opinion. Go to a different doctor. If you're here in New Jersey and you're not liking what you hear, I will gladly give you the numbers of my doctors. Sometimes a different set of eyes looking at a problem makes all the difference. I'll give you perspective is what I'm trying to stress here. When I worked, I ran a video store for years. It was where I met my wife. The best thing that ever happened to me, meeting her, obviously, to say the least. But when I would have to count the money to do the bank deposits and things weren't adding up, I would always go and get my assistant manager to recount the money. It's a different set of eyes. It's a different perspective. It always made a difference. And he would do the same, and we would somehow find the error and correct it, count correctly. It was usually us miscounting, but ask questions, speak up, and get that second opinion. If you even doubt the Parkinson's diagnosis, go see somebody else. Get two people to say it, And if the diagnoses conflict, go to a third and get the tie broken, or go to, if it could be something else. And it can be. Doctors make mistakes. It happens. I can't stress enough how much to be your own best advocate, important that is. And I guess today's theme has been community, that how important it is, how important talking to other people are, how important having your caregiver talk to other caregivers, and they can all talk to each other and realize that they're all not alone out there. It's not just you with this disease. I can't stress that enough. It stresses and pulls the strongest people apart. It's not an easy thing to deal with. It really isn't. The thing, and you've just got to be aware when that's happening, and don't let it get out of hand. Don't let that snowball get too far down the hill before you can't stop it. And, we will talk about that in the future. I will get my wife to talk about what she has dealt with, how she has felt, and how she's feeling, dealing with this. It has been a lot of things to deal with in our house this year. My mother-in-law passed away in February, and then my diagnosis on top of it. It has not been an easy year. I could sure use a Super Bowl win this year. That would help. But all kidding aside, though, you've got to cling together and hold on and talk and just make sure that you are aware of what's going on. And sometimes with this disease, we get a little defensive and we get angry easily, and you just got to stop that and try to stop it. Might be better to say. Anxiety is terrible with this disease. I mean, it's absolutely terrible. I know people who have, they're ready to climb the walls sometimes because of the anxiety. Seek help. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy. I've done it for years. Therapy does not mean a doctor is going to put you on medication. It just sometimes it's good to have someone completely objective who doesn't have any skin in the game to talk to. Friends have a bias. Family has a bias. Your wife or husband has a bias. You just need that, again, that other set of eyes sometimes, and it really helps. So, I guess community, again, like I said, is the thing, and we are all in this together. Please, if you're struggling and you need somebody to talk to, you can reach out to me. Leave a comment. I'll find a way to contact you. And if you're a family member who's struggling with, contact me. I have time to talk to you right now. And we can help each other. So, the future. What my plan still is to do this weekly. I am going to branch out a little bit. I have a couple activities that I'm going to film and see how that goes, see how good my editing skills are. I have reached out to my friends in the YouTube community who are going to coach me through it and give me suggestions, so that'll help. But I want to show that I'm not just sitting home feeling sorry for myself, and maybe that can help you not to do that. Positive attitude, good spirits, avoiding stress, exercising. These are all the really important things when you have Parkinson's. Again, I'll mention my exercise class, Unshaken, on Wednesdays in Pittman, in New Jersey here, Thursdays in Deptford. I will gladly give you Eric's phone number if you are in Jersey and you want to interested, or if you want to talk to him, that maybe somewhere where you live, he can help you find something that would be similar. It is great. It is a great thing, again, with that sense of community. So, have a good week, everyone. We're on that home stretch to Thanksgiving, even though it seems that Christmas has been here for 6 months with everything that's in the store. It's crazy. It just the season, the holidays all blend together. Now, so it is what it is. Have a good week. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to each other. before I leave, I want to thank again my dear, I want to thank my wife for all the help she gives me. She is my source of strength and my rock, and I don't tell her that enough. And I want to thank my two friends in the YouTube community, Gnomestead. Look up Gnomestead on YouTube. You'll find his channel. He's a very interesting guy, and as kind a person as I have ever met. And my dear friend, the person who I think is, he's the gold standard in what he does, in my opinion. The Philly captain, John McCann. He is an Emmy. He has won an Emmy. I have held the Emmy. It is, he's fun. He's informative. He loves history, and he has a outlook on life that is pretty cool, I think. And everyone out there who has also helped, and I can't thank you enough. Have a good week. I will see you next Monday, and I haven't figured out yet what the subject will be. I think maybe trying to navigate my first holiday with this might be a good way to go. If you have any suggestions, please make them in the comments. And again, please like and subscribe, share. It helps this thing to grow. It helps me. I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to help myself, and also to have a record, I think I said this last week, for myself, and to show my doctors of how I progress. And that's why I'm kind of not doing a script, and I don't want to be looking, and I'm going, that it is what it is. Have a good week, all. I will talk to you next week, and just in case anybody forgot, go Birds. It's Dallas week, and they suck.